Hey guys, what's going on? What I've got here is a really cool project. I mean, really fucking mind-blowing. What I've got here is 30 dozen fresh eggs. No, I'm only fucking with you. What was really in the box is this petrol tank right now. And I've got the tailpiece for it as well. It's for a super cool Yamaha flat tracker project. I believe it's a Yamaha SR250. I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the bike. I'll show you the tailpiece as well. That will kind of show you what we're dealing with. There you go, that's the tailpiece for it. Classic flat tracker kind of style. There's a seat comes over here, really nice low profile seat as well, and that classic shape of a flat tracker. This is already prepared by me. Petrol tank needs a rub down before I apply artwork to it. What it was, the owner of this bike came to me with the finished product already. He had the tailpiece and the petrol tank was already done by somebody else, and he wasn't really happy with the quality, the finished product, the quality of the paint job that somebody else did for him. It wasn't bad, don't get me wrong, but there was few flaws and imperfections here, and the main thing was there was a sticker basically with the classic Yamaha racing kind of design, you name it. You know, the black and white rectangular kind of pieces over here. I'll paint it, I'll show you how it's supposed to look like. Well, how it's gonna supposed to look like. But what happened, it was a sticker that was clear coated over, and it was kind of taken away from the whole project. I know the guy who owns the bike, it's spending a lot of time, especially time. Money is a completely different story, but time, he puts time and effort to this bike, and money as well, and he just wasn't happy with the overall result of that, so he brought the whole thing to me so I can fix it. And I spent a few days rubbing it down, making it perfect. There was a couple of imperfections here, you know, here and there. Got the right color paint, the color code for it, which is the Yamaha Aero yellow, whatever the number that is, I can't remember, 456K, whatever that is. So I got that, so it matches exactly the one he wants, which was exactly same color previously. And they just need to, what I've done here, it's a base coat ready. I've shown it so many times how to prepare it for painting, how to paint it, so I didn't bother fucking filming that. What's the point? I'm gonna rub it down right now and start working on the decals and the graphics over here. It's not so much of an artwork, it's a graphic that goes on both sides on the petrol tank, and it goes on the side, both sides of the tailpiece. So I'm going to quickly rub it down. That just base coat is not clear coated, 2K base coat. I'm going to rub it down, prepare it for the artwork, and by doing so prepare it for the final clear coating later on and polishing. So you're kind of joining me probably 40-50% through the project already, because all the repairs on the petrol tank and the tailpiece has been done. We're just taking it to another level now. Let's fucking do this. Rock and roll. Right guys, this is now ready for graphics and artwork. It's been rubbed down, you can see it's lovely and matte looking, kind of took away all that shine, and same with the petrol tank. But what I'm gonna do, just to be safe, because I've laid the base coat down probably 2 days ago only, so it's still kind of semi-curing, and I wanna leave it alone for a little bit so it cures properly, because especially now I reactivated the pores a little bit, so it's kind of it came back to life, and the curing process kind of restarted again. So I'm gonna leave it 24 hours, and tomorrow we're gonna go crazy on this thing. Not too crazy, obviously. Right, guys, catch me again in 24 hours. Rock and roll. Right, what I'm gonna do now is cover the edges anyway with a transparent base, which I'm using as a sealer basically. Transparent base, it looks white in the bottle, but it's completely transparent. It's a really good product. Whether you thicken up your paint if it's too watery, or for what I'm doing right now, using it as a sealer, it works really well. So I'm spraying around the edges to prevent in the future, well, when I'm gonna spray it, paint creep. Paint sometimes, no matter how careful you are sticking your masking tape around it, paint can creep underneath a little bit when it's too runny. But sometimes it's just, you know, there is a particle or something of dust here and it just gets in there. So I'm trying to prevent it. If I seal it around the edges, hopefully I won't have a problem when I peel the tape off when I'm ready with my artwork. So that's what I'm doing. Transparent, completely transparent base. Yeah, to seal the edges. Gonna do both sides, and then we're gonna start working with white. tell you what guys, every time I pull this tape back, I'm holding my breath because it is a moment of truth, but it's near enough perfect. There's a couple of small imperfections, one over here and one over there, but that can be easily touched up. I've done everything by the book, hopefully, so it should be okay. Done my precautions, you know, seal it before I done it and properly degreased, and I used the right tape and all that shit, you know. But you never know, sometimes it's always a little bit here, a little bit there. We're just human, you know, we all make errors. So once you get major error in job like this, there is a very little chance you can recover it one way or the other. Usually you need to scrap it and start over again, which would add another hours and hours of my work. But luckily, it's all good. And the same on the other side. This side is near enough perfect. I don't see any issues on this end. So happy days. Let's peel everything back off, and then we gonna do the tailpiece, which is masked over here. And that is the end of that, guys. Few days later, well, it was nearly a couple of weeks later, because I cleared them, waited for them to be dry enough to polish, then float coat them again, you know, and then polished again and sanded down and polished and you name it. Nice thick layer of clear coat over here, good amount of shine. Still a little bit more work can be probably done on it when it comes to resin and some other, you know, wax to achieve that super shine, but because they've been polished not long ago, I don't want to go crazy with adding extra chemicals on them, because I want the process to, it's still curing, you know, so I want to leave it open. You shouldn't be waxing that for another couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks. I like to leave it for as long as I can before I need to actually ride somewhere or whatever, and that's what I will always advise the customers to do. Anyway, that's all been polished as well and cleared, so it's uniform. I know nobody will see that, but I don't do things halfway. You know it, it's not visible that I don't do shit halfway. So yeah, that's all ready to be picked up, ready to be mounted in the bike. And when Paul, the owner, comes and pick it up and the bike is ready, I'm gonna ask him to ride his bike to my place so I can give you a video. He doesn't live far from Cambridge, so hopefully he'll agree. And it may be weeks, it may be months, guys, I really don't know, but if he's happy with that, I promise you I'll show you the complete bike, because it's rather cute, cool looking piece of work that is. There we go, hope you enjoyed that. That is it, guys, thank you very much for watching. Coming back to the Virago next. Other than that, have a beer, rock hard, and we see you very soon.